welcome. The show is in honor of, and we have some very great friends who have been here, I guess, about 10 times. Mike, Vinny, Rich, say hello to the audience. And
hello, everybody.
How are you?
How are you doing, everybody?
Rolling Thunder. How have you been, Mike?
We've been pretty good. Very successful year since we last spoke.
You got a big gig come up like every year.
Yeah.
The 14th year now?
14th, yeah. This is our 14th annual three-bar ride. It's always the last Sunday in July. This year, it's July 29th. You know, we try and focus on something different. You know, this year, we're focusing on the 22 suicide attempts.
Yeah, I noticed that patch on Rich's vest, 22.
Yeah, 22 too many. It's a serious situation. Debatable whether it really is 22 or not. It's not the number that's important. It's the fact that guys aren't getting diagnosed properly and getting the proper treatment. They're in a catch-22. You don't want to be diagnosed with PTSD and then not be able to go out and get a job.
Right.
But you're suffering from PTSD and at times may become suicidal. So we want to try and get these guys some help.
Mm.
And girls.
Right. Let's focus on what's coming up, which is relatively soon. Am I correct?
That's right, July 29th. It's our 14th annual three-bar ride. Last year was named after Frankie Tokar, our founding member.
We did that last year on the show.
Right. So it's now called the Frankie Tokar Memorial Three-Bar Ride. We started the West Shore Little League. We go into Manhattan. We stop at the Vietnam Veterans Plaza on 55 Water Street, and then we come back to the Marine Corps League for an after party. For those who rode last year, we've tweaked the route somewhat to try and make it go a little bit faster. I know our biggest complaint was it was a little slow on the ride, on your motorcycle. Bear in mind that we had an abundance of motorcycles. Almost 450 motorcycles. All of them coming out, nice weather. They came out to honor Frank. Of course, the more motorcycles you have, the little bit slower it's going to be.
Right.
So we tweaked the ride to try and make it a little bit easier for the police to escort us, and we're still going to stop at the Vietnam Veterans Plaza. This year, once again, Harley Davidson of Staten Island stepped up to be our American Hero sponsor, something that we came up with a few years back. The American Hero sponsor is our corporate sponsor who is on the same page with Rolling Thunder and our mission statement of never forgetting. So despite the fact that this year Harley Davidson is moving to a new facility and sinking a ton of money into that facility to get it ready, they still forked over the cash, you know, so to speak, and became our American Hero sponsor again. And Vince here to give you some more insight of that. So they're behind us in our cause. They understand what we do. You know, Harley Davidson as a corporation has always been pro-military, and it's nice to see that Harley Davidson of Staten Island is taken on that same position.
Right. Well, I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys do. I mean, Rolling Thunder stands out in my mind as probably one of the greatest organizations for backing veterans.
Well, thank you very much.
And the amazing part is you're not all vets.
That's correct.
Okay, but there are people who support vets and support the vets' causes and are really in tune with what it is. And I think you're to be commended because as far as Staten Island goes, I've seen Rolling Thunder out there giving lessons to kids in the schools. Come Memorial Day, come Veterans Day. You guys are out there, and you're out there even without it being one of the national holidays. Right. And you're just giving the message to kids, you know, what a veteran is. Okay. Yeah. And being from Vietnam era, I'm all too aware of how important it is for the people to be aware of what the veteran does and what he sacrifices. When we came back from Vietnam, we were treated like garbage.
Yeah,
you know, and you guys have reversed that 1,000%, and it's a great thing, and I have great gratitude that I feel toward you for what you do.
You're very welcome.
Okay, and it's a thing like a bike to a kid is intriguing.
Yeah.
And if the kid's out there and he sees you guys come up with bikes, now you got their attention.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, now you got their attention, and now they're listening to what you have to say. And you're telling them what a POW is. You're telling them, what a veteran is, and these are things that they're not getting in school.
No. Well, it's unfortunate. I believe I was told by an educator in the New York City Board of Education that history has basically gone by the wayside. I remember being asked by a young man in the audience at one of our school presentations. He wanted to know who our enemies were during World War II. So he had no idea. And I questioned, are we teaching history? And I got an answer, basically, no. But what our mission statement is to promote the POW MIA cause. The organization Rolling Thunder was founded by a Vietnam veteran who felt that the government, our country, wasn't doing enough to bring his brothers home. Whether they were captured, whether they were still missing, did they actually send out enough patrols to find these guys? Now, I do know that Vietnam was a different war than World War II or than Korea was. But this man was angry, and he decided to do a demonstration. And every year now, for 28 years, Rich, we up to 28. There's been a demonstration over the Memorial Day weekend to.
No, we're into 31 years.
31?
That's right.
To send that message home. What we have done, because the members of this organization, of this chapter, are a little bit younger, not very many Vietnam-era veterans in the chapter, but that's okay, because we feel that...
Unfortunately, we're dying off.
Well, yes, it is. But we feel that we're taking that idea, that ideology of never forgetting, and moving it now into the Middle East, the war on terrorism. Because while these guys are being saved on the battlefield, while they're being quadruple amputees, but they're still coming home, they're not the same person that was sent overseas.
Right.
So are they being forgotten about? Are they as much a POW when they're locked up in their apartment because they can't find a way to reacclimate themselves into society? Are they missing in action when they come home and they just lock themselves away? So I kind of put that same 3 letters to these guys. They're alive. Right. We know where they are, but they're regressing into themselves.
That's a great analogy. It's great. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're trying to tell them it's okay. Yes, I know you only have one arm. You may only have one leg, but we're okay. It's okay with us, and we're going to be here for you. So if you can lean on us, we're here for you.
Right.
And so we're driving that home. And when we got wind of the suicide attempts, we actually reached out to our sister chapter in New Jersey, who had made some contact with a Navy veteran who lives in Virginia, and she opened up something called the Freedom Farm. And she does talk therapy to guys who are trying to get back into society, suffering from PTSD, and she does it with equestrian. So it's an equestrian therapy farm, no charge to a veteran. In fact, if you're a civilian, there's no charge, especially if you're a emergency service worker, firefighter, a police officer of that like. But what she's done is she's using the horses to give these guys some sort of calming effect, and we've donated some money to her. We've donated some. We donated a motorized wheelchair that we brought down when she had an event, and she said immediately the veteran was using it to go out into the field and relate to the horse. And I don't know much about horses and animals, but apparently horses seem to have a calming effect to us humans. So maybe they know something we don't know, and it's working. So we want to continue that. Maybe we get one of these equestrian therapies closer to New York, We just want the public to be aware of, if you don't know a way to assist veterans, use us as your conduit,
Right. And it works. Yeah.
Wow.
Rich, tell us about the event. You're the event chairman for this coming up.
Oh, well, again, yes. The event, I just kind of like was there to listen to any of my minor problems, but basically because of the membership that we have and their commitment to the cause, they really don't need direction. They're good at what they do.
Yeah.
Their want to help is phenomenal. I mean, we have a membership of over 120 members, and like you alluded to before, we're not all veterans. Myself, I'm not a veteran, but I wanted to be able to try and help, and I think that's important to know for the general public, that you don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to ride a motorcycle. The motorcycle, again, as you had said earlier, is a tool. It gains your attention, and by gaining your attention, you ask questions, like with the kids.
Right.
The event is going off. I mean, I do have to say that with the great help of Staten Island Harley-Davidson, Met Food, Top Tomato, Simple Seafood, you got to realize these people, these corporations, these businesses, these local businesses are what helps us actually have a successful event. You know, we can't afford to buy all the stuff. And when it's donated, and when funds are donated, it allows us to have a very successful event. You know, and I cannot say enough to these corporate sponsors. I can't say thank you enough to them, nor could we as an organization.
Well, tell me two things now. First of all, the day and the time of the event. And the second thing I want you to do, I'm Joe Smith, and I'm sitting at home with my kids, and I see this on television, and I'm saying to myself, boy, I'd like to have something different to do to take the kids on a Sunday. If I want to come down there, can I come down and can I take part?
Absolutely.
So tell us when it's going to happen and who can come and what they can do.
The timeline works like this. We open up we start at the West Shore Little League,
right,
on Walker Avenue. And there is where all the bikes, and what would be nice if, you know, the general public can come there also, and they could see all the bikes in one place.
Right.
Because we're all there. And again, you can gain entry into there. We serve breakfast and we have coffee. We have an opening ceremony. They built a beautiful memorial at the West Shore Little League. Beautiful memorial. And then we have a full opening ceremony there. From there, the bikes will leave, go through Manhattan.
And West Shore Little League is located at?
Walker Avenue.
Walker Street.
Walker Street, right off of Morning Star.
Okay.
And I don't have the exact
down by
address.
St. Adele, but it's not too far from
Correct.
there.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now from there, they go through to the memorial in 55 Water. A small ceremony is held there, and then they come back to the Marine Corps League on Ontario, 46
One of my
Ontario.
favorite stops. I love that place.
And there again, they're a major supporter of us. They allow us to have our meetings there. We have all of our events there, and they do it willingly and for no charge. So again, God bless the Marine Corps League for allowing us to use their
They're a
facility.
great bunch of guys. They
Absolutely.
really are.
I mean, and I think it's important that for those that do watch and that are listening, and if you're a veteran, I think it's important for them to also know that going there has been helpful for many, many a veteran. It gives them someplace to go. That camaraderie that they might be missing when they were in the armed forces, they can gain that back, and they could talk to those men that have experienced what they have experienced.
Exactly.
So, you know, again, I think it's important that everyone do understand that's listening, that if you know a vet or you are a vet that needs to talk, the men and women at the Marine Corps League are willing to listen. And it doesn't matter what branch of the service that you come from.
Right.
You know, they're there for open arms.
Exactly.
With that being said, again, the gates are open at the Marine Corps League at approximately 12 o'clock.
Okay.
The bikes will roll up somewhere between 1 and 2, and the festivities start, and we'll have an opening ceremony at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
There will be vendors, lots of food, lots and lots of food. We have 6 restaurants that have donated food. I keep saying MetLife. Met Food and Top Tomato donated all the hot dogs and hamburgers and salads. And there are 6 restaurants on Staten Island that have donated their food, and we're setting up tents for them also, which was La Fontana Sirena, Reggiano's, the Manor House, and Oriental Plaza.
And Canlan's.
And Canlan's. Right. So again, these are all local people, local businesses, Staten Islanders, supporting the veterans cause, which is phenomenal. You know, really, we can't operate without them. You know what I'm saying? And again, to go back to the actual event itself, there's going to be, we have inflatables for the kids and bouncy houses, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff for family. You know, so if you want to, you know, kind of kill an afternoon on a Sunday, and you'll see some nice motorcycles and meet some nice people, and you can have some good food. Yeah, July 29th, the Marine Corps League is the place to be.
Okay. How much does the cost to come in?
It's $20 a motorcycle.
Okay.
And $10 a walk-in.
All right.
But I want to emphasize, I mean, just kind of allude to what Richie says, because of the donations that we get. You know, for instance, the American Hero sponsor basically covered the cost of our shirts. So the shirts now become all profit. So your $10, our operating cost out of that is maybe $2. So $8 out of your 10 can go back into veterans causes. And we've been able to help out a lot of veterans with a lot of different things. We've got a connection at the Veterans VA Hospital to when guys are transitioning from homelessness back into an apartment. So now these guys always need to, or these girls, they need their apartments furnished.
Right.
So our charities guy, you know, Bruno Andolfo, who's been here before, and Richie and maybe a couple other guys, they work with the social worker at the VA, and I'm constantly submitting. You know, it could be 15, 1,000, 2,000, 2,500, you know, but we're giving away the money. We're putting it back into the veterans community. And it's something as simple as buying a guy a monthly Metro card so he can get back and forth to the VA.
Right.
You know, I mean, what is that? That's a $50 investment or something like that. I don't know what it costs. I don't write the trains.
It's well worth it. It's
so, and these guys are coming back to us and thanking us.
Okay.
So I want the public to be aware of it. We don't have any expenses other than whatever insurance we may need and the things that we buy, the flags and whatnot. So at that $10, I'm pretty close to.
I think it's more than 80%.
But I'm high.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the past.
But
I mean,
no one gets a salary. No one is like I said, it's all volunteers. No one gets a salary. So the majority, if it's more than 80%, then I'm happy for my finances. But the money's going back into the veterans community, and I think that is a plus.
That's a big plus because I was reading something in the online in the newspaper about some of these charities where they've taken in literally millions of dollars, and their salaries are $500,000.
Wow.
You know, for the president of these organizations.
Well, we don't know the exact numbers, but yes, there are some charities out there. I don't know, that where their administrative costs are very high. Exactly. And so their percentages are a lot lower. We don't have those administrative costs. We try, and again, that's why. And again, I don't want to keep going backwards on a topic, but that's why the corporate sponsor is so important to us. Yeah. We don't have those we can't buy the shirts if we don't have a corporate sponsor. We can't buy food, but we do have a sponsorship where they're donating it because why? They believe in our cause. They know and recognize that we need to help our veterans.
Right. Now, speaking of that, Vinny, you get to talk too.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk. Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Tell us about your part in.
So, Harley Davidson of Staten Island. We love to be involved with Rolling Thunder. Mike came to us last year. Was our first time being involved in their event. He came down. We believe in the cause. It's a great cause. We went in last year with open arms. We were there throughout the whole day of their event, from the morning at the West Shore Little League, and we continued to the Marine Corps League with them. He came back again to us this year, Rolling Thunder. Mike came, said, would you guys want to do it again? We said, absolutely. It's a great cause. We believe in it, and we stand behind them, Rolling Thunder, and the vets for everything they do. So Harley Davidson Staten Island is 100% behind them.
Very good.
So
is this baby one of Harley Davidson's?
That's one of our bikes. That's a new 2018 Harley Davidson Sportster right there. Brand new.
Now, do I need to have a trailer take this, or can I ride it to my house?
No, you can ride it down. You can ride it out.
Okay, take it to my house now?
Absolutely.
Keep it?
Absolutely, we can get it there for you.
Unfortunately, I can't balance myself walking, so I'm not going to balance myself on a bike. That's a great thing that Harley Davidson is doing, and it's a great organization, Rolling Thunder. It really is. I got to tell you the truth. We have videoed most things that you're involved in.
Okay.
Bringing the vets up from the Walter Reed Hospital.
Right.
I stand out there in the street, and I watch them bikes come rolling by with all the flags, and it's like you say, there's literally hundreds of bikes that are doing it. That makes you feel so good inside, and I get the chills. My back hairs come up when I see them bikes come rolling down, and you're listening for the roar of the bikes, and they come rolling by, and with the flags going. It's just, I'll stand there and I'll have tears in my eyes because to me it means something, and to every other vet it means something, and especially for those guys. Well, I keep going back to Vietnam because I'm old and I'm from that era, but I talk to guys that were from Nam, and they get choked up about this, and you guys create that. You create that, but and knowing that you're not all vets that are riding those bikes, that's also so meaningful because it shows that other guys like Rich. He's out there all the time for all of the events, and it's meaningful to me.
Well, we definitely appreciate the fact that we're being noticed. We try and touch all bases. We want to get the mission statement out there. We're working with. I'm really proud of the fact that on a happenstance conversation with Senator Andrew Lanza at an event he was having. In Albany at the state capitol, I happened to say to him about our chair of honor. Now, it's a chair of honor that we try and place in public arenas. It's a chair that remains empty. Right. If you've ever been at any of our ceremonies, the missing man table, right. You'll see that there's a chair there with the POW
the white
symbol
table,
on it.
Yes.
And it stays empty. And that chair is significant of. It represents the guys who haven't come back and the girls who haven't come back. I keep saying guys, so please forgive me. Political correctness, not my forte. But that being said, so I whispered this into the senator's ear, and shortly after that, it became a reality.
Up in Albany.
And yes, it did. And now Rich was able to get up there because I accidentally found out about it 2 days before it was happening. It was just typical political glitch, something fell between the cracks, doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not political in that respect. My sole goal and purpose is to promote the mission statement. So, when candidates ask favors of me, it's when you're elected and you're doing things for veterans, I'll be in your corner. Until then, don't call me.
Right.
Okay? And I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just, this is how we roll. Well, Richie said it was a great event. The chair was promoted, was there, and it's given me a springboard because I want to put these chairs in Citi Field and Yankee Stadium and Madison Square Garden and Radio City Music Hall and Carnegie Hall. Now, the national organization got a chair of honor in our capital in Washington. Rolling Thunder of New York, all of the chapters together, combined to put some pressure on our Assembly and our Senate, and with that little whisper in Senator Lanza's ear, we got it done.
Well, how does somebody get in touch with Rolling Thunder if they want to become a member? And also, I understand they don't have to ride to be a member of Rolling Thunder.
No.
So if somebody wants to get in touch with Rolling Thunder, how do they get in touch with you? And
I need to get my business card out because last year I quoted the wrong website. But two things I want to tell everybody. Our website is available for everybody to see. All of our sponsors are on our website. So Richie's unable to list all our sponsors. It's pretty apparent now after speaking to Vinny that Harley Davidson Staten Island is our corporate sponsor, our American Hero sponsor. They're clearly shown on our flyer. But our website is Rolling Thunder, the number 2, NewYork.com. So it's Rolling Thunder, numerical 2, NewYork.com. And I'll leave you this so you guys can kind of put this on the show later on. But on that website, you're going to see links to how you can get assistance from the VA. The fact that the Congressman Donovan, has the VA come to his office once a month. So if you have questions with the VA, you don't have to go to Brooklyn. All you need to go to is New Plain.
Right.
All of that information is on our website. It's important that you visit it so you can, A, see our sponsors, B, see our upcoming events. If you're a biker and you want to know about motorcycle events, we have them listed there too. We have all kinds of services for veterans, all linked to the website. We try and update it as often as possible, so you can hold on to that. And of course, you can reach out to any of our members through the website, directly or indirectly. We have a Facebook page that you can reach out to us to. But our meetings are the first Tuesday of the month at the Marine Corps League. First Tuesday of the month starts at 7:30. The meetings are not closed. They're open to anyone. And we only ask that you come to a meeting, listen to what the chapter is about, and then if you think it's something you want to be a part of, see one of the board members at the end of the meeting and talk to us.
That's a great thing.
We have a couple other events that can I
Yes,
discuss
please.
them?
Hurry up. We got about 2 minutes left. So
Okay,
let's get
so
in.
on September 22nd, we have what's called the Road Home Foundation. Again, it's going to be held at the Marine Corps League. Again, a very family-friendly event. And on October 13th, another very big event and a huge family-orientated event is our Oktoberfest, which this year is in memory of Bernard Del Rey. A lot of people on Staten Island know Bernard. He passed away suddenly. He was a good friend of mine. And he was, and still is, in a sense, the driving force behind our Oktoberfest, which is on October 13th. It's a wonderful, wonderful event. We're talking over 50, 60 vendors. There's all kinds of games and carnival games for children. Lots of food by Nurembergers, all Polish or German food, and it's a wonderful event. It's October 13th. The weather's beautiful, so please come and support that. The Road Home Foundation is run by and the Alex Morocco. Again, Alex Morocco, which you probably know very well. His
Very
son
good
Brendan.
friend, yes.
Yes. He has his Road Home Foundation on September 22nd again. Very family-friendly event. So please come out and support. Again, all of these events are to support our veterans.
Vinny, it's a great thing you're doing with Harley Davidson,
Yes.
and thank you for supporting Rolling Thunder.
Thank everybody. Thank you,
that
guys.
makes it work. Really, Harley Davidson's doing a great thing. Rich, thank you so much for being here. Mike, as always, the very
friend,
best.
thank you.
Okay.
Good health to you.
You're watching in honor of. We love you for watching, and we will keep bringing you shows about things that are pertinent to veterans' existence. Thank you for watching. We love you.